Okay. Hey, Camille, how you doing? Can you hear me okay? Can you give me a thumbs up or just let me know how the sound is? Because I think it's fine on YouTube. I'm just trying to fix the camera still. Tricky business. I think it will be. It should be. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. If anybody's watching, I'm back in no time. Who else is there? Hi, welcome. Bindia, welcome. Thank you for joining. I hope you're gonna like it. Over here, I have one person. So excuse if I swap vision because I'm on here on Facebook, on the Facebook Live, and on here I have the YouTube. So if it is better for you guys to just see this on the YouTube channel, then doesn't matter, by all means. I can send you the link afterwards. Just comment below. And well, what we're going to do today is you need to be on the floor and on your back. But there's a lot of details, so I'll explain that. So if you have a nice carpet, that would be great. If you have not on a bed, that doesn't count. A bed is not a good idea because it kind of gives. So what we ultimately want is we want a perfectly flat space where you can actually, what you're going to do is you're going to pull your body, you're going to literally create space so that your body can align and go, everything can go back into its own space. While we have ladies going here, one thing I want to mention before the boys join, one thing that we have to take into account is the bra strap. So you can see I have the bra strap in the back, like super high, because that bottom strap, I tucked it in the bottom. So it is a bit uncomfortable, it feels a bit weird, but your ribs are right here. Normally those straps sit right where your ribs start to expand. So that's something I want to look into for athletes, because women athletes really suffer. So they can perform so much better if they just that either not wear a bra, which is not comfortable at all, or have one that's actually well designed. Yeah, that's a complete different field. Okay, we're going to wait 2 minutes more. If you guys have any questions, then bring them my way. Another thing I have is a towel, just normal big bath towel, because it's just to explain a little bit more what you can do when you're at home. These are all things that you can do. You can see I'm sweaty. I just came from a run just a little while ago, and what I'm trying to do here is to teach you guys that you can incorporate this into your life. It's super easy. and you can incorporate this into your training routine. This is perfect. This is actually ideal to do either before you go and do your exercises or after you go and do your exercises, or yeah, just it's great to break that, you know, that the midday low. When you get to midday and everything just the energy drops. It's a good pickup. So what I'm going to do, is fold it twice in half, I think, and then the other way around, roll it up. So I don't know if you guys can hear me because today I have the headphones on. Yeah, so I hope you can. Hope you can. And we're going to start at now. Waiting 1 more minute and then we start. Like I said, also, don't drink too much before you do this training. Oh, this is good. Because if you have a full stomach, the diaphragm's right here and the stomach's right here. If you have a full stomach, the action is just not going to take place and you can actually hurt yourself. It's very uncomfortable. I've tried it. Not on purpose, but yeah, I was desperate. Okay, so I'm just going to set the timer and then we're going to start. If anybody needs to go at the 20-minute mark, don't feel bad, just go. I'd like a wave or anything that, even just a thumbs up, anything that says, hey, I've been here. Tell me where you are in the world. I know there's people that's joining from South Africa, England, no, wrong, Wales, and Mallorca. Hi, Peter, Afrikaans, right? No, I don't know. I'm not sure. Welcome. We're going to start in a bit. So what you need to be on the flattened floor, I said that before. The bed doesn't count because it gives kind of space, okay? And if you've done, you would have to have done yesterday, because yesterday was like the initiation, you could say, in like a minimal amount of time. So go through that. If you haven't done it, go through that, because today we're jumping into a lot of different kind of stuff. So you would have practiced what it is like to open your rib cage, which is very important. You need to be able to open your rib cage. Okay, that's like part of the vacuum. It's not the whole thing, but it's part of it. So I have a towel here, and it's just to explain that what you can do, you put it underneath your knees, okay? But not underneath your knees on the top part, but on the bottom part. So you can see my knees are kind of hanging over, and that's the good spot, because that actually, if you have that, elevates your knees just a tad, and that's what we want. We want to elevate the knees just a little bit so that we can do that. And we're going to be first, like yesterday we were training here. You guys can't see me. Just put that camera up a little bit. Yeah. Yesterday we started on our knees. Today we are actually going to stand up. So you're going to be flexing your feet. You can see yesterday I wasn't wearing shoes. Today I'm wearing shoes because I just went for a run. Okay? We're going to be standing up at one point. So you need to flex your feet. And in this type of training, you actually always flex your feet. It's very important that you flex your feet. So spread your knees about hip width apart. If you don't know what hip width is, just put your hand in front of you. And more or less your knees where your fingertips are, and where your palm base is, that's where the other knee is, right? You can do it like this if you don't want to. It's fine. You don't have to. It's not like it's the alpha and omega. But it does sometimes, like if you have a thin yoga mat like I do, then it kind of bothers your knees a little bit. It gets a little bit sore. Okay, we're just going to do a couple of breathing exercises. Like I explained yesterday, when you do the breathing exercises, you need to breathe into your chest. I want you to try and expand the sternum. Actually, try and reach your nose with your sternum, and you try and breathe into the bottom parts, like the little wings. You have like little wings that spread out, these the rib cage down here. Okay, that's the part that we want to work on. Okay, we're going to breathe in, expand, come up, and you're going to feel the pressure right here, and that's where the diaphragm is. And when we breathe out, we do it super slowly. And remember to drop your jaw. When you drop your jaw, that is because we're not actually putting any pressure on the abdominal area. So we don't want to work the abdominal area. We want to relax the abdominal area. Okay, so this is just the warm up that we're doing. Breathe in, come up. Expand your chest. Breathe out, slowly, slowly, sit down. And you can feel it. You put your fingers on your rib cage and feel how they're actually closing in, and that's what you want. You want the movement to be right here. Breathe in again. And super slowly breathe out again. And breathe in again. And stay up and breathe out. See, this cushioning helps now. Breathe in again. Full capacity, hold it for a second. Release the air. Breathe out, now hold it. Then breathe in. Relax the abdominal area. And breathe out. Again, breathe in. Full capacity. Take a little breath more. And slowly breathe out. And then hold it without breathing in. Close the airways, relax the abdominal area. And breathe out. Great. That is perfect. That is more than enough time. Just do a couple of breaths like that. It's about five minutes that we did of deep breathing. The reason why only 5 minutes is actually what you need is because we went to our absolute full capacity. And you're going to notice that capacity is going to become more and more and more, because we're actually starting to get more flexibility in between the rib cage and also the diaphragm underneath. Okay, the next step that we're going to do is you can actually sit on your feet, sit back and relax. And what I want you to do is to try and dig your fingers in underneath your rib cage. So one thing that we actually, this is myofascial release, this is what you call myofascial release. And one thing that we're actually doing is we also liberating and releasing the muscle, as well as the fascia. The fascia is like a mesh that's all around your body, keeping everything together. It works better than the mind. It keeps everything together. So what we're doing is not only that, but we're actually reaching for the diaphragm. So you're not actually pushing in towards your organs, you're actually pushing up. So you're trying to actually get behind the rib cage. That's what you're trying to do. So you start from the little wing at the bottom, the floating ribs, and then you move your way up. Tomorrow we're going to do more of this, and we're going to be lying down. So there's a little hint on what you're going to need for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're on our backs. So you need to be able to see me without lifting your head. Just turn your head. So my recommendation is to have the camera to the side. I will talk you through it anyway, but you will need to see me at one point. Let's go to the other side and just, and this might seem silly, but it's very important to actually release, because the more you release the diaphragm and the muscle, the better you're going to have the vacuums, the easier it's going to be. And this is part of the warm-up. So we did a couple of breathing just to warm up the muscle and get going. So just literally grab onto your rib cage and try and get underneath. Okay, that's more than enough. Now we're back onto our knees. Okay, what you're going to need to do is flex your feet the whole time. So keep your toes tucked in because you need to grip, right? And what I normally do is I sit back on my toes to make sure they're really gripping tight. And then we're going to go to all fours. Yesterday we were on hands and knees. The Schwarzenegger, one of the Schwarzenegger poses that he does, he's like this. Okay, but we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to do the same thing. I wonder if I can move that way. Can you see it better? This way, yes. On YouTube, you kind of see it better than on Facebook. What you're going to do is turn your hands inwards. So once your fingertips are going to work towards each other, okay, but they're not touching. Your hands has to be right underneath your shoulders. Okay, make sure that you're not sitting back. So there should be a 90-degree bend in your feet and your knees and your hips to do this correctly. And then bend your elbows. It's kind of impossible to keep your elbows straight. It's very uncomfortable for your wrists. Okay, so if you have your hands underneath your shoulders, and the only way, well, the best way to know how to do is just look at your shoulder and then follow a line down. That's the best way to quickly do to know that your hands are actually underneath your shoulders. So bend your elbows. We're not doing a push-up, so this shouldn't be any effort whatsoever. And then you can see that my shoulders have gone up a little bit because I'm straining. Okay, so push your shoulders to your waist, which activates the lats. So we're not doing anything. So you're pushing your shoulders down to your waist. Now what I want you to do is to push up through your scapulas. I'm not moving my elbows whatsoever. My hands are staying the same, my elbows are staying the same. And then you drop through your scapulas. Right down, right down. It's like you're giving yourself a massage. And then you push up through your scapulas again. Remember that your shoulders mustn't come up. They must stay away from your ears. And keep your head straight. So try and reach with the crown of your head. That spot that I showed you yesterday, try and find the wall. Try and push towards the wall with that spot with your head. That means your vision is going to be more or less in your mid-waist, your midline on the floor. And that's a good sign because as soon as your vision starts to come up, then we have a bend in the neck. We don't want that. Okay, so push up and drop down and push up and drop down. Be very careful that your lower back shouldn't be moving. There should be a natural curvature. While I'm explaining, keep going. There should be a natural curvature in your lower back with all these exercises because that is what our body is designed to have. Straight doesn't mean flat. No. Straight means in line. So whenever they say have a straight back, it means you should have your back in line. Okay, now push up to absolute max through the scapulas. And then stay there. Keep your elbows bent. Keep your shoulders to your waist. Keep your head pushing the opposite way. And really dig in your toes. So push back on your heels. Okay, breathe in here. Into your chest. Drop your jaw. Slowly ease the air out. And give me a little open the rib cage action. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. We always control the breathing. That's very important, okay? Keep pushing up through the scapulas. Keep your shoulders to your waist. Yes, this is work. Yes, it's getting a little bit tired, but that's what we need to do. Keep pressing back onto your heels. Breathe in again. Absolute maximum capacity. Drop your jaw, ease the air out, push your shoulders back down. Keep your elbows bent. Breathe in again. And breathe out. Another one, breathe in, full capacity. Drop your jaw. Now relax the abs, close the airways, and open your rib cage. And breathe out. Super slow. And breathe in. And as you breathe out, I want you to put your elbows where your hands were. You're going to put your elbows where your hands were and they're shoulder width apart. How do you know they're shoulder width apart? Measure with your hands across. So just tap your hands on your arms and you know they're shoulder width apart. Now be careful that you don't go too far back. We don't want to be sitting down on our knees. So there's 90 degrees everywhere and you know your toes are still tucked. They're still pushing back. While we're pushing our heels back, we're pushing back because we're activating the legs. Okay, it's all integrated and they all have one thing affects another thing. So your hands are flat on the floor and you're doing the same thing. You're pushing up through your scapulas, your shoulders are going to your waist and push them hard. I want you to actually activate. I want you to try and get your shoulders as far away from your ears as you possibly can and your head pushing the other way. Because if you actually do that action, then that's what we're achieving for the diaphragm. Okay, breathe in here to full capacity. And as you breathe out, push your shoulders down because they've gone up. They always do when we breathe in. And breathe in again, full capacity. And slowly drop your jaw. Ease the air out, slow, 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 slow. And breathe in again, full capacity. Get in as much air as you possibly can. Hold it for a second. And drop your jaw slowly. Breathe out. Close your airways, relax the abdomen, and open the ribs. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now keep pushing up through those scapulas. I know sometimes it hurts because we're not used to doing it. When we're used to collapsing or we don't want to collapse. So I want you to really try and push up as hard as you can through your scapulas. I want your scapulas to come to your sides actually. Now you can see it's like full on down, falling between the scapulas, and now I'm pushing up, and shoulders up, going down to the waist. And keep your head, keep your neck straight in line with the vertebrae, and breathe in, and drop your jaw. Press back on your heels, don't forget that, and breathe in. Full capacity, hold it for a second, and ease the air out. Remember to separate your lips when you do that, and breathe in again, and ease the air out. Close the airways, relax the abdomen, and open the rib cage. And breathe out. And breathe in. And as you breathe out, you push back up into the previous position that we were in the beginning. Okay, so basically, what we were trying to do was to separate the scapulars, because the scapulars normally pinch in the back. Okay, so we want to liberate all that. But not only does it help with shoulder pain, neck pain, it also helps that when the diaphragm attaches just below the scapulars, and that helps the diaphragm do a better job. So we're achieving multiple things at the same time with this. Okay, so the same thing that we're going to do in the beginning, we were actually on our knees. Now, if you have sore knees, sit back down and come back up, but you can have quite a bit cushioning. You can elevate yourself quite a bit. Do this on the bed. If you have bad knees, you can actually be like this, but flex your feet. You need to have your feet flexed, shoulder width apart, shoulder width apart. Stand up, and I want you to actually try and push your hips forward so that you can create that little arch, that natural bend in your lower back. Okay, from here, I want you to breathe in and against your hands, drop your jaw. Super slowly breathe out, drop your shoulders down. Breathe in again. Full capacity, ease the air out. Close the airways, relax the abdomen, and open the rib cage. And breathe out. Now, like we didn't do in the beginning we were actually digging our fingers in. We're going to do the same thing. You're going to help yourself liberate the rib cage. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. You're going to open the rib cage, and then you're going to grab your fingers, your hands. You're going to help yourself to open the cage. You're going to help yourself fly, basically. That's what's going to happen eventually. The more you practice this, the more you're going to fly. All right, let's breathe in. Full capacity, and breathe out slow. Close the airways, relax the abs, open the rib cage. And breathe out. Okay, that's it for today. 20 minutes, quick and easy. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to shoot them my way. If you joined too late, watch it again. Don't try not to. Hi, Agad, how are you doing? Welcome. Jasper, welcome. Yay, Catty, that's fabulous. I'm so happy so many people have joined. Yay, more benefits. So if you've joined late, please go over it again, because we did a special warm-up. We did a warm-up where we were releasing the myofascial area of the diaphragm. Okay, releasing a little bit of the myofascia, but also of the muscle, relaxing it. And any questions, you're more than welcome to either ask me now. I know there's always a little bit of a delay in between somebody sending something and me receiving it. So if I don't reply immediately, then that's probably why that's just Facebook systems. And tomorrow, just a heads up, you will find a notification. It will be in there. Tonight it will go up reminding of what you need for tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to need a book or an object that has some weight, not an actual weight, but like a yoga block or a big thick book. Dictionary. You know that dictionary you have at home that you never use? You're going to use it tomorrow. Get that. Bye. Have a good day. Yeah, if you guys need to run, just go. It's nice to say hi and then head off. So tomorrow we're going to be on our backs. So you need enough space to lie down. You can't do it on a bed. You're going to have to do it on the floor. And you need a book. That's all we're going to need for tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the session today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.